conditions, it is impermanent. 2. Because it considers them as the torments of the body and mind, it is suffering. Next, insofar as it considers the causes of the 5 skandhas of attachment, it has 4 more aspects. 3. Because the complex of defilements and impure actions produces a fruit of suffering, it is origin. 4. Because the 6 causes produce a fruit of suffering, it is cause. 5. Because the 4 conditions produce a fruit of suffering, it is condition. 6. Because a certain number of similar causes and conditions follow one another so as to produce this fruit, it is stream. Finally, insofar as it considers the aggregates of detachment, it has 4 more aspects. 7. Because the 8 members of the Noble Path can lead to nirvana, it is path. 8. Because this path is free of errors, it is reasonable or practical. 9. Because all saintly people make use of this path, it is path. 10. Because the defilements that depend on thirst and those that depend on wrong views do not obscure this path, it is definitive exit. 4. Distribution of the 3 concentrations in the levels. The 3 gates of liberation occur in 9 levels. 1. 4. The 4 trances. 5. The level of anagami, the preparatory trance of the first dhyana. 6. The dhyanantara, the intermediate trance, subdivision of the first dhyana. 7. 9. The first 3 formless absorptions, because the 3 gates of liberation are essentially pure. Some say that the 3 gates of liberation are absolutely pure, whereas the 3 concentrations are sometimes impure, sometimes pure. For those who say this, the concentrations occur in 11 levels. 1. -6. The 6 bhumis, namely, the 4 dhyanas, the anagamya and the dhyanantara. 7. 9. The first 3 aripya. 10. The desire realm. 11. The sphere of the summit of existence. When the 3 samadhis are impure, they are linked to these 11 levels. When they are pure, they are not linked to but are associated with the organ of satisfaction, the organ of pleasure and the organ of equanimity. Beginners in the practice of the 3 concentrations are in the desire realm, the advanced are in the form realm or the formless realm. See what has been set forth fully in the Abhidharma on all of those, whether they are advanced or non-advanced, practiced or non-practiced. The 3 concentrations according to the Mahayana. 1. Profound meaning of the 3 concentrations. A. Sunyata Samadhi. Furthermore, there are 2 ways of understanding emptiness according to whether one considers all dharmas as empty of existence or empty of dharmas. Emptiness of existence is what we have just explained according to the Abhidharma system. The emptiness of dharmas is the fact that all dharmas are empty of intrinsic nature, as the Buddha said to Subhuti. Form is empty of the nature of form, and feelings, concepts, volitional formations and consciousnesses are empty of the natures of feeling, concept, volitional formation and consciousness. Single quote. Question. One can think about the emptiness of beings and the non-emptiness of things. It is inconceivable that dharmas are empty of intrinsic nature. Why? If dharmas were empty of intrinsic nature, they would be without arising or cessation. Since there would be neither arising nor cessation, there would be no sin or merit. If there is no sin or merit, why still practice on the path? Answer. It is as a result of the emptiness of dharmas that there is sin and merit. Without this emptiness of dharmas, there would be neither sin nor merit. Why? If dharmas really had an intrinsic nature, they would be indestructible, their intrinsic nature and their characteristic not coming from causes and conditions. If they do come from causes and conditions, then it is only that they are formations, i.e. conditioned dharmas, samskata dharma. It is essential that the intrinsic nature of dharmas be conditioned in order to be capable of being destroyed. You will say that the intrinsic nature of dharmas is capable of being created and destroyed, but that is not correct. By definition, the intrinsic nature is an unconditioned dharma, and exists independently of causes and conditions. Dharmas existing by themselves are without arising, since they exist in themselves before arising. Being without arising, they are without cessation. Since arising and cessation do not take place, there is neither sin nor merit. If there is no sin or merit, why still practice on the path? If beings had a true intrinsic nature, they would be incapable of doing evil and incapable of doing good, since they would be fixed in their intrinsic nature. Such people would misunderstand the value of merit and would ruin the law of retribution of action. There is no nature of emptiness in the emptiness of dharmas. It is because you assume an emptiness of dharmas and you become attached to it that you raise these objections. The emptiness of dharmas was preached by the Buddha with the feeling of compassion in order to cut through the fetters of thirst and destroy wrong views. Furthermore, the true nature of dharmas destroys suffering. It is the true domain of holy individuals. If the emptiness of dharmas had an intrinsic nature, i.e., existed by itself, how could we say, in speaking of the emptiness of dharmas, that they are substantially empty? But if the emptiness of dharmas is without intrinsic nature, what objection do you have? When we contemplate the emptiness of dharmas in the light of the twofold emptiness of beings and of dharmas, the mind is separated from all the dharmas. We know that the world is false and deceptive like a magic show. That is the contemplation on emptiness. B. Signlessness. When the yogin has understood the empty nature of dharmas, he produces the fetters of pride, etc. by that very fact, and he says, I have understood the true nature of dharmas. It is then that he must practice the gate of signlessness in order to destroy his grasping onto the empty nature. C. Wishlessness. When the yogin gives himself up to futile proliferation in regard to signlessness, when he is about to imagine something as desirable, when he becomes attached to signlessness, then he must say to himself, I am wrong. Why find characteristics? Why grasp characteristics? Why give myself up to futile proliferation about empty dharmas without characteristics? Now is the time to be based in emptiness and signlessness in order to control the body, speech and mind. One should not have pranidhana, desire for. One should consider this nature of wishlessness to destroy the three poisons. One should not be producing actions bodily, vocal or mental. One should not be seeking rebirth in the threefold world. By reflecting in this way, the yogin enters into apanihita vimuksamukha. 2. Sameness of the three concentrations. These three gates of liberation in the Mahayana are one and the same thing. It is as a result of the way they are practiced that we speak of three things. Considering the emptiness of dharmas is called sunyata. When there is no place to grasp characteristics in this emptiness, this sunyata changes its name and is called animitta. When there is no place in the presence of this signlessness to experience desire for or rebirth in,